That's where everything's rocking. Oh, can you guys hear me? Oh, we're live. I'm going to do that again. 3, 2. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hyla here at Adobe's Pillow Talk in the Airbnb house, Sundance 2016. This is a shot of outside of our window here. You see, if you've been watching these, you know that I'm in bed at the Airbnb house, but all you see is the bed. You don't see everything else around us. So that's outside Sundance right now, 596 Main Street. Carol, as we pan the camera around, you'll see the rest of the Airbnb house. We have here our Adobe suite where people are editing their photos that they take in bed. And then just over there to my left, we have the drink station where there's coffees and hottie toddies being made. And then upstairs, down, you need down a little, touch the screen. Super live. And then upstairs we have Q and A with filmmakers, but more importantly, we have a Q and A happening in my bed right now. So thank you for that. I want you guys to please join me right now. Brahman Naman is a film that I saw last night. It premiered at Sundance. It is fantastic. I want you to please welcome into my bed the director, Q. Where's Q? Come in here, man. There's Q. Thank you. And then the actor, Shashank Arora. Get in here, buddy.
Wow. This is comfortable bed, man.
Welcome.
I love it.
This is appropriate. You made a movie about teenage sex.
Yes, but we didn't have a bed.
No,
yes.
you did not at all. Exactly. not one time. Welcome to Sundance, guys.
Thank you, man.
How's everyone doing?
Incredible Sundance! Woohoo!
Good times. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Let's let everybody know what this movie is all about.
It's all about trying to get laid, trying to get into bed, not with these two men,
No.
but with some titty.
Yes. Censor.
PG-13. PG-13.
Thank you. Let me read the tagline here. This is, I'm hooked. A champion college quizzing team tries to win the All India Finals and lose their virginities at the same time, centered around the quizzing scene in India in the 80s. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
What
of course.
more do you want from life? Like that's what we are going on about today. This film is about people who were easy, lazy, and a lot of intelligence, but very stupid. How do you manage both at the same time? How did you manage that, Shashank?
It was a struggle. I had to observe a lot of stupid people. But
it helped to have us around, I guess.
Shashank, can you explain to people what is this quizzing thing that is? Does it still happen today in India? Is this like a big competition?
It still does happen. We have a lot of geeks back home. We do. It's a lot about how intelligent you are.
Sure.
And you can be chauvinistic, you can be patriarchal, you can be mistreating women, but it's okay if you're intelligent.
Yeah. It's all fine.
The quizzing scene was pretty big back in the 80s, but now
quizzing, just like straight up questions.
Yeah, it's questions.
Just questions, answers about trivia. It's knowledge, but it's trivial knowledge.
Yeah. Well, see, in America we have that, but it's usually at like a crappy bar, on a Monday night, where you guys turn it into
No.
legit.
We take it seriously.
Yeah,
we take
exactly.
it's very serious. It's a serious sport, much like skiing.
When I'm watching this, I'm thinking like, first of all, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it to people, how to describe it to people. So here's a couple, I don't know, mashups, and tell me if you think I'm on point or not.
Yeah.
But like if Wes Anderson would have made Superbad or American Pie in India.
I think you've got it. You nailed it.
This
guy is intelligent.
He
could be a quizzer. He could be a closet Brahman. You never know.
Yeah.
These things are it's very difficult to say how you get into a situation like that. These boys don't have anything else in their lives.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, I grew up in the 80s, and as you might not know, in the 80s, India was a completely different space.
Right.
So we didn't have anything. We didn't have internet. We didn't have like cameras like these. We didn't have anything at all. So we had to entertain ourselves with something or the other. And quizzing came in handy.
Carol, do you know where the iPad went? I'm looking for the iPad.
Is it under my? No.
Are we
No.
sitting on the
No,
iPad?
no,
Oh, great.
no.
I just wanted to play some of the trailer while we're sitting
sweet.
here talking. I think what's so magical about this film is that it's wrapped in comedy, ridiculous, over-the-top humor, but there's actually a message there.
Yeah.
I know we touch on the different classes and the fact that sex is so taboo in India. It's one of the reasons why you guys brought it here to an American film festival.
So we don't get killed back home. No.
We'll kind of talk about the reasoning to bring it to Sundance and kind of your thoughts taking it back home and how people are going to perceive it.
I think it's you hit the nail right there because I mean we've always had a sexual culture. We wrote the first books. We invented how to kiss and stuff, but lately we've been a little bit of a dull community. So one of the biggest things that I think is a hindrance is the patriarchal system. Like these men ruling over everything. So I think a big thrust was to get into the skin of these characters and through them show how ridiculously perverted we are as a country. We have more than 1 billion people and we still don't talk about sex. That's ridiculous. But, so it makes sense for us to be in Sundance and to show in America, because America is the dirty country. In India, we think like you guys are really dirty. You have American Pie and stuff like that. We don't. So we want to be like you.
Rather than actually, us selecting Sundance, I think Sundance selected us.
That is true.
Oh, that is also valid.
Well, right, of course, but
Points.
Sundance, it's a perfect fit, right? Because
perfect
Sundance
fit.
does push the envelope.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the first time that Sundance will ever show a risque film.
Yeah.
And it's a great spot because the audience here, the jury members, the guys who programmed us, I think they get the point. I think it's a very important thing to get the point that under the guise of a screwball comedy, we are talking about the caste system of India. We're talking about gender inequality.
Yeah.
We're talking about perversion and patriarchy. And these are critical things to talk about in India right now because we're going through a shit time.
Yeah.
We are going through we're going back in time almost and becoming really ridiculously anal about things.
So when do you plan on showing this back in India, and what do you think the reaction is going to be? Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you?
I'm not scared. I'm excited, man. It's a comedy because it's not trying to be preachy.
Right.
If we tell people, chauvinism or patriarchy is bad, no one's going to listen to us.
Yeah. Right.
So in the guise of a comedy, I think people they'll swallow it, and they need to.
You will swallow it.
You will swallow, darlings. Yes.
More than the
But more importantly, I think the comedy angle and the fact that we have the 3 Fs, right? The fridge, the fan, and the fish.
Yes.
And these new techniques of entertaining yourself, I think that will be critical for Indian viewers because I think they are in need of some education. We don't have sex ed in school, so we've taken up the job.
All right, Shashank, here you are in the middle. You're in the yellow here. Now, you got to do some crazy stuff. Yeah. You have to...
This trailer is not PG-13 at all.
Oh, no, I'm just showing a still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have to expose yourself artistically and literally.
Yes.
Artistically.
So, when you're reading the script, what tells you... I should take this role. I shouldn't take this role.
For me, I mean, I was a little nervous about the whole exposure, but this film at its essence is not about a boy exposing himself, right? It's about so much more. So I look for just a storyteller who's telling it for the right reasons, and that's all you look for as an actor. You look for a story. And you look for something which you can really get your teeth into. And it's
one of the main things I think is that we don't take ourselves seriously. right? So if a Shashank has to lose his pants in the middle of the night in front of 15 people, we don't take that seriously either. We don't take him seriously or his private parts.
Yes.
Q, I love how colorful the movie is. I love the music. I love like the abrupt cuts and edits. Who are some of the people that influenced you? Like where did you kind of get that aesthetic?
I think I was influenced a lot by the Dogma movement. That's how I started filmmaking. So I guess, post 90s films, Mike Figgis, Lars von Trier, Nicholas Refn, and then, of course, the Asian cinema explosion. That's what made me a filmmaker, the post 90s Asian cinema explosion. Sion Sono, Takashi Miike, the guys who really circumvented the system. They were making films because these films had to be made. They were unlike European cinema, which had a lot of artistic sensibility, and people took themselves seriously as artists.
Yeah.
I found that these new Asian filmmakers, they did not have that. They didn't have that pressure on them. They were just doing it because it needed to be done. And I think it's that time in India when things need to be done.
Yeah.
We need to say these things.
So where do you see, as for a young filmmaker who's watching this, where do you see the trends going? How do you see filmmakers telling stories in a new, unique way?
It's
interesting because
in an Indian context or
just
world
in general,
context?
Good filmmaking.
Yeah, I think the term film is also debatable right now, right? We don't shoot on film anymore. I shoot with the cameras that you are using.
Right.
I became a filmmaker because of the digital age, but because I'm not a trained filmmaker. So I think that is giving a huge burst of new energy into the world of cinema. I think the young filmmakers can now play with form more than ever. And that's going to change everything. That's going to change how we look at stories, how we tell stories, whether we even want to tell a story. Is cinema about storytelling? Why wouldn't you read a book if you, you wanted a story? Cinema is about the third dimension. It's going beyond the story.
Let me tell you, Q, by the way, if you haven't noticed by his glasses indoors, quite the showman. Not only just a great director, but quite the showman. Here you are last night. You stay there.
Yeah.
Here you are last night throwing condoms
Into the crowd. He was told 5 times not to do that. They were like, please do not throw condoms.
Yeah.
This is America. Behave yourself.
Exactly. And then you passed out this great little book, which are tips for novice
It's an
virgins.
important book.
You said tip?
It's an important book.
Tips.
Tips.
Oh,
Tips.
yeah,
Yeah. Can't read any of these on the air, but I'd love to send this to somebody. We're also taking questions too. I should have mentioned that at the top of the interview. Sorry. If you just throw in a question into the comment section.
Throw like a condom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why
exactly.
not?
We'll hook you up. What do you guys? What are some things that you guys are pumped for at Sundance? Is there something that you?
Yeah,
watch?
I want to watch Wild. I want to watch Mammal. I want to watch the Afghani documentary. There's so many films, and I met Werner Herzog last evening. I'm done. I'm super happy. I can go to sleep now. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
This is Robert Redford Sundance. I mean, everything, man.
You want to switch sides so he can sleep and you and I can?
Yeah, I want to be close.
Why not? Why not?
Love you. All right.
Come.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
Shashank, tell everybody a little bit. Give me a quick rundown of kind of what brought you to this point. Like in terms of the other films that you've done, and
All right. In life.
are you a big deal in India? Are you like?
I don't know.
Are you a big, if we were,
I am a very
coffee
big deal, dude.
somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even know
Yeah.
why I'm in the bed with this. Like,
Yeah.
now I'm such a
these
star back
losers.
home.
These
Hey, man.
losers.
God.
You know how it is in America. We're just very self-centered. We're not aware of what's happening in the rest of the world. So you might be a big deal over there, and I want to make sure I give you the respect you
Dude,
deserve.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big deal. Hopefully, I'll keep getting jobs like this back home and keep, meeting directors like this. I am primarily a theater actor from Delhi,
Okay.
and I studied cinema in Montreal.
He's just saying that to appear serious.
Yes.
It's
I'm-
okay.
Give me the
It's
dirt.
okay.
It's a real deal, buddy.
Oh, I'm an alcoholic, sex addict. This PG-13 stuff is.
We need needed dirty boys. So we got some dirty boys. That's all that we needed, and we got it.
Adobe is freaking out right now. You guys are not getting a free subscription if you don't keep it PG-13. How do you pull off some of these scenes that are intimate?
Intimate.
You feel, of course, being a bit
Inanimate.
serious.
Yes.
You feel vulnerable, but as as an actor, it's your job to be naked. Whether it's psychologically, whether it's spiritually, you have to bear everything, right?
Right.
So you have to sort of, if you're very nervous, if you're worried about something, you need to sort of disobligate yourself. You need to take yourself away from the scene,
Gotcha.
and you need to tell yourself, hey, I'm doing my job, and I need to just be true to the story and put your inhibitions aside, man, because
Okay. That sounds all well and good. What do you do when your parents sit down and watch this with you?
oh boy, my sister saw the trailer and she was like, my eyes, my eyes. So I don't know. Hopefully, my grandmother will not see this, but
Yes, I mean, we don't want old people to. We want them to live the rest of their lives in a peaceful way.
Absolutely. But just his particular family in particular,
I think they'll-
particularly difficult.
No, I
Yes,
think they'll be
it will
fine.
be.
They're pretty chill, actually.
Yeah,
Honestly, Mom, Dad, you've seen me do this stuff when I was a child.
Yeah, child, yes. Now as a grown man, it should be no problem.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a problem. It
Hopefully,
shouldn't be.
yeah.
Everyone does it.
I think they'll be fine, and they're happy that I'm.
People are in love with their fridges everywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you guys ready for the final five? These are
Sure.
the final 5 questions of the interview, okay?
All right.
Here we go. Number 5. When you need to find your uninterrupted creative space, when you need a jumpstart of creativity, where do you go or how do you do it?
For me, it's music. For me, it's always music. I sort of, zone myself out, listen to the song, and try and relax myself. So music is what helps me.
Q?
Drugs.
Drugs. The legal ones, of course.
So legal always.
Killing me here. Okay, number 4. Are you more productive when you're up late or up early?
I'm never up early. I mean, you guys are making me come. Here I am early. This is early. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not. I don't like the sun.
No, I'm
Obviously,
I'm more
Yeah.
productive in the morning, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm barely I can barely get up in time for anything, man.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah.
What's a creative killer that you try to avoid at all costs? What kills your vibe?
Ego. Any artist with an ego, you can't work,
good-
right?
good-
It's
good one,
Yeah,
good one.
Because you have to keep
Yeah.
your ego aside. You're here to make a film, and a lot of people back home, celebrities, this that, is like, where's my sports boy?
Yeah.
No, man,
Yeah.
you work together.
The ultimate vibe kill is someone acting important.
Yeah.
Because we don't take us as seriously as we I don't. So I don't let anyone else consider themselves seriously when I'm working with them.
I mean, you're in bed with a stranger right now.
Yeah, I know. Look
When
at
was
me.
the last time that happened?
Last
You
night.
don't
Wait,
want
what?
to know. And this is PG-13. You're
Yes,
repeatedly telling us about that.
Number 2. What's your biggest fear while you're making a film?
Biggest fear that I'll be able to finish it.
Just getting it done.
Yeah, getting it done is bad enough, man. I mean, filmmaking is difficult. Do you know that it's the second most stressful profession in the world? Guess what the first one is? An astronaut. An astronaut has the most stressful job, and followed by me.
Yeah, it's. What was the question?
Neil Armstrong, meet Q.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1.
I didn't answer the last one.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, what was the question,
my
dude?
fault. What was the question?
The biggest
Well,
fear.
Your biggest fear while making a film.
Then I'm not gonna get another film. That's my last film. That is my biggest fear. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
your last
Fair
one.
enough. Fair enough.
What is that? It's almost like the more success you have, the more fear you have sometimes.
Greed.
Of course,
Right?
success breeds paranoia. Yeah.
Final question, gentlemen. Last question. What subject should people be making films about
Sex.
in 2016?
At least in India.
Like, what's a topic that you feel someone hasn't shed a light on yet?
In India, sex. In India, we need to talk about everything right now, and we need to be naked. We need to see ourselves naked. And when I'm saying this with utmost seriousness. I know that I don't take myself seriously, but you guys should. So, you know,
Yeah.
I think it's a very critical point where we can find ourselves, our identities through our sexuality. We need to address it badly as a community,
I
as a
think
country.
that's not just India. I think that's many
That-
places
I
around
mean,
the
I
world.
can only talk about India. You know,
Sure.
I'm from there, and I feel this on a daily basis. What do you think?
I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I wouldn't say there's a particular genre or there's a particular, zone one should be making films in. I think everything, but it's just we should be true to the stories we tell.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't make stories which, promote hate or promote stereotyping of like, it can be a comedy. You can treat things lightly, but you can't be promoting political based division. And we should be making films about everything and just be uninhibited when we tell our stories.
Yeah, uninhibited.
Yes,
That's
inhibited. Sorry, that's the toddy talking.
Yes, that's right. Shashank Arora. This is Q over here. Brahman Naman is the movie. I know you can't
Watch
see it
it,
yet,
watch
but I
it, watch
want you to seek it out
At
because
some
it
point.
will be picked up and it
Yes.
will be distributed in
It will
some
be.
form or
It's
fashion.
Coming. It's coming.
There's a lot of this actually.
It's coming.
that's
towards
happening.
You.
Yep.
So
It's
please go
coming.
see it.
Yep.
It's coming.
PG-13. So I
Coming.
It's definitely not PG-13.
we're gonna have to cut now, lads.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having us here, mate.
All right.